And race fans, we got an opportunity this morning before we went on our Sealmaster track walk to introduce our Summit Racing NHRA Junior Dragster racers that are going to come out here and do a nice little, shall we say, exhibition run for each and every one of you that are hanging out with us here today. These racers race normally out here on Saturday mornings. Again, in the NHRA Junior Dragster program, this is essentially the Little League version of drag racing, and these drivers can start as young as 5 years old. At 5 years old, they can make single trips down the racetrack, essentially to get some seat time, get used to driving the cars, and then as they progress in age, starting at 6 years old, they can actually start racing side by side. Here at the Strip, we run 3 categories, and those 3 categories are essentially our 6 to 12-year-olds, 13 to 14-year-olds, and then 15 to 17-year-olds. And these kids that you're going to see out here on the racetrack right now are the ones that do this on a regular basis. We're going to start things off with Miss Haley Jones here on the left side, and Haley is all of 12 years old, 7th grade, and has already won 2 races and runner-up multiple times already. She enjoys racing, enjoys painting, and loves sports like soccer, and maybe even wants to get into a little bit of basketball. But for Haley over on the left side, she is going to be going up against Brian Price. Brian rolling in here, part of the Price Racing family. We've got 3 Prices that actually race on a regular basis here at the Strip Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Brian is a 3-time track champion here in the Junior Dragster program, is 10 years old, and has also been a runner-up of the Race of Champions and a runner-up of the Division Champion Series in 2020. When he's not on the racetrack, he's enjoying a little bit of basketball, and of course he loves his sport of racing, where he gets to come out and race with mom and dad and both of his sisters. So Brian Price already lined up here on the right side. Haley Jones on the left side. Brian leads a little bit early. Haley Jones with an 0.81 reaction time as they race down to the 8th mile mark. And how about Haley Jones going 8.96 at 72 miles an hour, and Brian Price putting up a 9.80 at 73 miles an hour. Now keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, the typical street car, when it makes its way down the racetrack here at the quarter mile, will be doing somewhere between 85 and 95 miles an hour, just your average street car. These cars are doing 72, 73 miles an hour at the 8th mile, so they're accelerating about twice as quick as your average street car, and these young drivers are handling it just fine. That's going to bring out our next 2, and with Miss Ava Olivera taking over the right side of the racetrack, you may recognize the last name Olivera, as her dad Aaron has spent some time behind the wheel of the alcohol cars. Ava is 13 years old, in 8th grade, and has already been a runner-up and a winner here at the track this weekend, as well as the time that she spends used to be racing up the Rocky Mountain, as well as down in Grand Junction in Boise. So Ava on the left side, off and away, goes 7.55 at 86 miles an hour. The opposite side was Miss Madeline Price, who ends up putting up a 7.81 at 81 miles an hour. So Madeline, the other half of the Price family that we get to see this year, 13 years old. Also, she said, what is her ultimate goal in drag racing? She says, I want to win a Wally. Beat my sister. I want to beat my sister. Excuse me, that was Jake Taylor making his way down the racetrack. That is going to bring up our next couple of cars. This is Madeline Price, who wants to win a Wally and beat up on her sister. And across the way is Miss Skylar Wohl. Skylar, 14 years old, in the 9th grade, has already won several of the races that we've had out here throughout the season. But Skylar taking over the left side, Madeline Price on the right side. And we'll see what they can do. Madeline already in and set. Skylar in and set. Train drops, green lights are on, and it's going to be an 0.45 reaction time for Madeline Price as she travels down to the 8th mile, goes 7.66 at 85 miles an hour, and for Skylar Wohl, 7.93 at 82 miles an hour, rolling up there. And that is going to bring out our final car. The final junior in competition is going to be Miss Shea Gilbert. Gilbert, who is 10 years old, is the 2nd racer of the Gilbert kids. Her brother, Gage, is out there, has actually taken over the tuning duties on the car. learning from Dad Gary, who's standing alongside of the car down there as well. And Shay, when Gage aged out of the race car, Shay stepped into the seat and is trying to pick up right where her big brother left off. So Dad and big brother watching along as Shay stages up the car. And Shay Gilbert puts up an 0.71 reaction time. Going to be the final of our juniors as Shay Gilbert goes 7:88 at 81 miles an hour. So with that, we will wrap up our exhibition runs for the Summit Racing NHRA Junior Dragsters that run out here at the Strip on a regular basis. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are up there in the grandstands, let's give a huge round of applause for each and every one of the junior dragsters that came up here, giving us a little bit of a show, showing us what junior drag racing is all about. And again, if you are interested, you can check the website here, lvms.com. Come out here on a Saturday morning, watch the kids do their thing. It is so cool to see them out here in competition. Again, an opportunity to spend time with the family, an opportunity to see just exactly what racing is all about, and an opportunity to learn what sportsmanship is.